one of the pleasures of making a curry at home, I think, is the fact that you get in an authentic flavour with wholesome, authentic ingredients, and you're in control. But I think we let that control go, and the authenticity we let go when we go for the accompaniments, things like naan breads and pickles and chutneys. So today we're going to make mango chutney, and believe me, the thing you buy from the supermarket is not even mango jam, let alone mango chutney. We are going to make some genuine, wholesome, full flavoured mango chutney using, guess what, real mangoes and good quality spices. Now, the list of spices might look a little bit long, and you might think, oh, it's not really worth the effort. Trust me, this is absolutely going to be worth the effort. And the list, the spices in there, you're probably going to have 90% of them anyway, because you're making curries, so you're going to need these spices. So let's go through what we need, and then we can start making some chutney. So we have got 6 cloves of garlic, 30 grams of ginger root, yeah, 2 large mangoes. So your mangoes want to weigh altogether round about 1.2 kilograms, which is going to be, I guess, £2. So 2 large mangoes like this, and as firm as you can get. You wouldn't want to eat these because they're just too hard at the moment. But we're going to be doing some special stuff to these. 600 grams of demerara or light brown sugar, 500 millilitres of white wine vinegar, 2 teaspoons of fine sea salt. I'm using some Himalayan salt. A long red chilli. That's what the recipe says. I can't get red chilies over here for some reason. That would turn red eventually, but it's a green chili. That's fine. And then the spices. Don't let this list of spices put you off, honestly. 2 cinnamon sticks, 6 cardamom pods, 4 dried chilies. I've already put mine in my spice pot. 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, 1 heaped teaspoon of nigella seeds, 10 cloves and 10 black peppercorns. So there, that's it, that's everything. I know it sounds a lot, but trust me, it's not really. So let's get cracking, let's make some mango chutney. So you put all your seeds, peppercorns and everything you've got in there into a pestle and mortar. If you've not got one, don't matter. You could put all your seeds into a bag and use a rolling pin to crush them. To take the seeds out of the cardamom pods and put those into the pestle and mortar as well. And then we want to grind these up. So just to go through these again, I'm just going to read from the book again. So we've got 2 cinnamon sticks, those don't go in yet. 6 cardamom pods, de-seeded, they're in here. 4 dried chilies. I'm actually using chili flakes, and I sort of guesstimated what the chilies would be sort of like. 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of nigella seeds, 10 cloves, 10 peppercorns. And you want to take your time, spend a few minutes. So I spend about maybe 5 minutes on these. You don't want to make it into a super fine powder. You do want to have some texture in there, because that adds a little bit of texture to the chutney we're going to make. So these can go into a large pan with the cinnamon sticks. They can be set aside for a moment while we prepare the ginger, chilli and garlic. So next we're going to peel the garlic and peel the ginger, and we're going to pound it in our pestle and mortar or with a rolling pin, and we're going to add that to the spices. So take a look at the ingredients of your mango chutney that you've got in your cupboard. See how much garlic and ginger are in there. I can tell you there'll not be any. So you don't worry about going too fine on this. So we are going to bash it up in the pestle and mortar. There you go, I would call that roughly chopped. That joins its friend, the garlic. And we keep working this until we've broken down all the garlic and the ginger, and we want to make a garlic and ginger paste. So after a couple of minutes, this is what we're getting. I think that's about where I want it to be. So that goes into the pan with the spices. Now it's time to chop the chilli, slice it nice and finely. Leave the seeds in. This mango chutney has a little bit of heat. If you were not a big fan of the heat, you could de-seed your chilies and also omit the dried red chilies as well. They had a lot of, well, not a lot, but they had a significant amount of heat. But I don't mind it. It's a sweet and spicy mango chutney. So there we go. So that goes into the pan. Peel the mangoes. And you want to take your time and get as much fruit off as you can. And then we want to slice these into roughly 2 inches long by maybe ½ an inch wide. So into pieces like this. So I would cut that like this. So this is what we're left with. We have now got our spices and our mango, garlic and ginger. Next into the pan goes the sugar. 600 grams of demerara sugar. I'm using a light brown sugar. 500 millilitres of white wine vinegar. And 2 teaspoons of salt. Just look how good that looks already. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to give this a good stir. Make sure everything is mixed. And then we're going to put a lid on it and we're going to leave it overnight. It's now next morning and we're left with a fantastic looking mixture in our pan. All the sugar's dissolved and the ginger and the garlic has separated and gone into the vinegar. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put this onto the heat. We're going to bring it to a boil. We'll then simmer it for 60 to 70 minutes. And then when it's cooled a little bit, we're going to carefully put it into 2 sterilised jam jars. I'm just stirring, giving this a stir while it's warming up initially, just to make sure all the sugar has dissolved. I think it has. I can't feel any on the bottom. Don't worry about these big chunks of mango. They are going to soften and break down a little bit. So when it comes to the boil, turn the heat down. Just want that to simmer now for 60 to 70 minutes. Time is up. Been in for 70 minutes and it's thickened a little bit. The mango's gone not to mush because they were very firm to start with, but they've certainly softened a little bit, and they will continue to soften while they're in the jar. So now all you've got to do is take your sterilised jars out of the oven. As you've seen, I've put some boiling water on the lids because the lids don't like the oven temperatures. And then very carefully you transfer, first thing I do is a cinnamon stick into each jar. There we go, that's our mango chutney done. It will improve if you leave it for a couple of weeks before you eat it. And it is a preserve, it's been preserved in sugar and vinegar, it's been boiled. So, I think minimum 6 months. I've actually kept some for over 6 months. But once you open it, I do recommend that you store it in the fridge. And I think they would be a great gift idea. A little personal gift at Christmas maybe, because this is going to be the mango chutney that you will eat from now on. You'll not use the stuff you buy in the supermarkets anymore.